Cracking the Wall, The Struggles of the Little Rock Nine. A car drove slowly down a quiet street in Little Rock, Arkansas. When the driver saw the house he was looking for, he slowed even more. It was the home of L.C. and Daisy Bates. They owned an African-American newspaper in the city. Suddenly, someone inside the car threw a rock. It crashed through the front window of the Bates home. The sound of shattering glass was followed by dogs barking and babies crying, and by the sound of the men in the car laughing as they sped away. Inside the house, no one was laughing. The rock had almost hit Daisy Bates as she sat on the couch. She looked at the glass on the floor. She knew that the people who threw the rock wanted to scare her. They wanted her to stop helping the black students who would be going to Central High. But she was not scared. She was going to help those students and end segregation laws that kept blacks and whites apart. Central High was huge. It sat on a whole city block all by itself. It had 4 floors of classrooms and more than 2,000 students. Now 9 of them would be black. One of them was Ernest Green. This would be his last year of high school. He wanted to graduate from Central and go to college. 6 of the other students were in 11th grade. Minnie Jean Brown was lots of fun. She liked to make people laugh. She also liked to sing. Terrence Roberts was cheerful and smart. He could always think of things to say to make people smile. Elizabeth Eckford liked to sew. While waiting for school to start, she made a new dress to wear. Thelma Mothershed was small and thin and had a weak heart, but she had a strong mind. Gloria Ray spoke quietly of things that were important to her. Melba Patilio was pretty and did well at lots of things. She knew that there were 5 floors of opportunities waiting at Central. Jefferson Thomas and Carlotta Walls were in 10th grade. Jeff had been one of the fastest runners at his old school. Carlotta was on the student council. All 9 students were well behaved and hard-working. They were all excited about going to Central High. They knew they would not be allowed to join the school's teams and clubs. Minnie Jean could not sing in the glee club. Jeff could not join the track team. Ernest could not play his sax in the band. The black students could only go to class. But even that would be something. Ernest encouraged the others. Many white Southerners did not want to see an end to segregation. They did not want to see black children in school with white children. Some of them went to talk to Orville Fabius, the governor of Arkansas, about it. On Labor Day, Governor Fabius spoke on radio and TV. He said that soldiers were standing outside Central High. He also said that the black students should not go to Central High. He's stirring up trouble, said Melba's grandmother. Melba's grandmother was right. The next morning, a crowd of people gathered at Central High. Soldiers with helmets and guns stood silently around the building. They looked like they were ready for war. Would there be a battle at Central High? Only white students went to Central that day. The black students stayed home. They did not want trouble, but they did want an education, and Central High was supposed to be their school too. Late that night, Mrs. Bates called all the students except Elizabeth. Her family did not have a phone. Mrs. Bates would try to reach her the next day. She told the others to meet in the morning a few blocks from Central. Then they would walk to school together. On Wednesday morning, 7 of the 9 students met as planned. 2 ministers walked in front of them. One was white, one was black. 2 more walked behind. Now, answer your questions and do not talk.